What's up, everybody? My name is Tyler Silva, and welcome to another episode of The Rundown with Silva. My next guest is someone beautiful, talented, beautiful, and talented. Give it up for my girl, Megan, a.k.a. Critical Miss, everybody.
Thank you. I am not for everyone.
How are you, sweetheart? Cheers.
Cheers.
Good to see you.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Oh, man. Shows are back. How have you been?
Fucking better than it was this time last year, I think. Yeah, right?
Oh, yeah, dude. I'm feeling you on that. It's been so good to be back out. I'm loving it right now. I mean, the shows have been insane.
Right?
Like, the energy has been insane for no matter how big or small the act. You know, I feel like it's all just ridiculous energy right now.
Everyone's
I'm loving it.
Showing up. Everyone's here for it. I'm like super proud of the scene because, I don't know, I thought that maybe people would be like, whatever, don't want to go. She was playing before the pandemic. I want new stuff. But like, it has been super overwhelming to just like feel the fucking love. Holy fuck.
Oh, yeah, dude. The love is fucking real right now.
And
I'm really excited because I'm finally, I've been playing some Squared shows, but I'm finally about to hop on some Rundown shows. So I'm super stoked. I'm playing with Rundown in like a couple weeks now on the 21st. Yeah.
Where?
We're playing for a house show, the Comp. I can't remember the actual name of the event, but we're playing with FOL. Damn, can you see if you can find that event, Justin? Yeah, it's for your mom's birthday. So Pam is having a birthday show at the Yucca.
Auntie Pam.
Yeah, so she's having a show at the Yucca on Friday, and then that Saturday, the 21st, there's a pool party at Ashley's place, and there's going to be a few bands playing, including Rundown and FOL, and then I can't remember who else. I'm such a dickhead. But it's good. They're recording and doing like this compilation, like vinyl. So I'm really stoked on it.
I'm not even kidding you. Someone literally told me about that last night.
Really?
Word of mouth. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, that's getting around. It's
So this is
good for you guys.
Yeah, so this is the one that's going on at Yucca. Who's on this build? This
no, I mean the house party.
I know. I'm
like word about the house party is getting around.
Oh, word about the house party?
I didn't know about Yucca, yeah, which is weird because I'm usually like,
dude, yeah, the Yucca. Who's on this bill, Justin?
Dead at Midnight, Birth of Monsters, Morgan's Bluff,
Creepsville.
Creepsville? Oh,
fucking love Creepsville.
Dude, that's gonna be a fucking fun one. I'm gonna find this other event just so I can tell you who's on this bill. But what have you been up to? Like, just tell me what you've been up to. I feel like I haven't got to really hang out with anyone in like a year.
Let's see here. What have I been up to? Well, so I have been like working from home for like 7 years. So like my day-to-day did not change a whole lot, but like,
okay,
you know, it just
working from home must be fucking awesome.
I mean, you know, yeah, it's got its like ups and downs, but definitely if you're like trying to get into, you know, a secondary kind of side thing like music, it's awesome because you can get ready during that last like conference call, just be putting on way too much eyeliner, get ready to go open up for a band at 7, no waiting for traffic to clear up before you get home. Like, it's really convenient, I'll give it that. But if you're not careful, like, you have to like schedule, you have to like make sure you leave the house every 72 hours, and you have to like be really mindful because it just doesn't take long before you start looking like the first half of an antidepressant commercial. You know? Like, there's no one to check you, like there's no one to like worry about impressing, you know.
Do you get like a little stir crazy, like being kept
hell
up?
Yeah.
Like, I can only imagine. I mean, I was lucky enough that like during the pandemic I was still working, and so like I still got to go. I work with some really cool people in what I do and things like that. So like I still got to interact with people and things like that. But people who have been like working at home for like the longest time and not a whole lot going on, you know, nothing going on really.
Yeah.
It just it sounds scary. I can only imagine being like at home for so long. I mean, I'm in a small apartment here, so
I don't know. I think there's kind of a mind fuck because like when you're working in an office, you can see your coworkers fuck up. Like, you know, that person's always late, or that person never like does their job right, or that, you know, there's gossip. Like, you see negative qualities in your coworkers and it makes, you know, them more human. But when you only see the good stuff, when your coworkers are like turning their shit in on time and it works, or they're only announcing when someone does something good, because they're never like, hey, Megan was late to all her meetings this week. You know, they're not going to like publicly say that, but it might be true, you know?
Right.
You know, so you never see these like downsides. You never see your coworkers fuck up. So you start to feel like the only person who's fucking up or the only person who's not doing a good job. And it's just because you're not seeing human qualities. So you kind of just have to like either reach out to your coworkers and be like, dude, I'm struggling. Let me tell you, you know, and hope that they're like, oh my God, I'm so glad you said something. Or you just got to be like, you know what? They're probably fucking up just as much as I am, or they're probably having a hard time too. And just try not to get like an inferiority complex about it, because that'll drive you nuts. So,
oh, absolutely.
And I say that in case that helps anybody, because like that pulled me out of like a huge funk once, just knowing like, oh no, they're still fucking up. I just don't see it in my Slack feed, you know?
Yeah. Okay, pool party comp 1.2. So
can I come?
Yes, you can.
Sweet.
I'll invite you actually right now. Oh, dude. So it's Rundown Roommates, FOL, and Blotter Vision. So this is gonna be fucking stacked. This is gonna be a really, really good one. I thought it was Blotter Vision, but I didn't want to get it mistaken with Burst of Monsters. They're playing the night before. I'll invite you to this right now.
I just bought a whole bunch of weird pool floaties on clearance. So like I'm gonna bring the dolphin and the lobster. Like I'm here for it. Like I got a unicorn one with glitter. I'm ready.
Dude, fuck yeah. Oh, you're already invited.
Oh.
You better mark yourself as going after this.
Going.
Yeah, I just like during the pandemic, it was I couldn't write really. Like
Me neither.
It was so hard to write.
What do you fucking write about? Jesus,
we wrote about the pandemic, and that was it. You know, we did our little music video for the our little lockdown song. No, please, bless you.
Yeah, no, I fucking love that. That was
Thank
amazing.
You. It was really, really fun. It was I'm glad that we got to make something like out of it, especially before our drummer took off to boot camp, because he was in boot camp for since it was a pandemic, he was gone for 6 months, because he went his 3 months of basic and then his 3 months of like his special training.
Yeah.
And usually you will, come home after that for a few weeks or whatever. But in this case, like they just sent him straight there. So we didn't see him for like 6 months. And it was like, how you guys been doing on the writing? I'm like, good. So, but we recently just started jamming again and writing, and I'm glad that I've been in Squared. Squared's been amazingly active, so it's been super fucking fun to just jump right back into things. We did our first show back June 16th in Lake Havasu. I had no idea Lake Havasu had that kind of like scene up there.
Is that the one with the knife fight?
That's what I think so.
That was the show with the knife fight, right?
Dude,
yeah, that was crazy.
It was so funny because Jeremy asked me about this. He's like, so I got to hear, or it was Guyver. Guyver asked me about it. He's like, I heard it from, Gio and like all these other people, but like I haven't heard it from you. I'm like,
it was knife or broken bottle?
It was broken bottle.
Broken bottle fight, right?
It was broken bottle. And like I was so oblivious to it because I was just checking out the music, and like I just saw like a little scrap. I'm like, man, those guys are crazy over there. And then like I went and got a beer. Like, did you see what happened? I was like, yeah, they were like scrapping or something, right? They're like, no, it was like, look at the floor. And I'm like, oh my God, there's blood everywhere. I was completely oblivious to it.
I was laughing this one time. Someone, kind of one of my more like normie-ish friends was like, I don't want to go to a punk show, it's scary. And I'm just like, come on, they're all like normal and friendly. And then I sat there and like, it's no secret that I haven't been, involved in the scene my whole life.
Yeah, me neither.
I've only been around for the past couple of years. So it's weird because I had to sit there and go, you know what? My proximity to stabbings average has gone way up since I discovered the punk scene. Like, not only is it happening like 400% more, it's starting to feel so normal that I'm just like, oh, the stabbing show. Yeah, okay.
It's so crazy, like, just how much scenes, like, almost differ from, like, venue to venue, like, state to state, like, city to city. It's crazy. The Havasu scene was, like, really cool. And I was like, why is everyone snapping, though? I'm like, oh, yeah, it's 125 degrees at night. Like, it's hot. It was really nice in the venue. The venue, like, AC, everything. The venue was fantastic. But, dude, when we got there, it was hot as fuck. Like, I can't remember the last time I experienced that. I swear it was almost 130 degrees. It was insanity. And you must be going mad out there. Your brain's frying, making irrational decisions in a heartbeat.
I remember I went to a Seattle punk club once and everyone was wearing these full long sleeve leather jackets, like nice, and shorts, like jean shorts. And it was just the weirdest thing.
Dude, that's that dad metal.
Like clearly it was a trend. I mean, like, to each their own. It was just I was not expecting like full on like battle jackets,
yeah, right?
and then like cut off jorts. Like just
you have to be at the punk show at 9 before the lawn in the morning, like rocking the New Balances. Dude, that's what's up. Have you checked out the scene in Seattle?
A little bit. I went there for a wedding once, which was crazy weekend. I inadvertently, accidentally, semi-robbed Stephen King, sort of, a little bit.
What?
Joke. I found out that like where the wedding was in this like fancy set that had been a movie set for a Stephen King movie, and it was one of my like absolute fucking favorite Stephen King movies ever in the entire world. So I was like, I'm gonna fucking steal something, right?
What'd you take?
So the whole night I'm like walking around and I'm like trying to find something, and like everything is fucking nailed down, or it is a gaudy centerpiece. And I have not brought a purse bigger than like this big, like it's, so what am I gonna shove in there? So I'm like planning it out, and I spot these like teeny tiny little garden gnomes that are like, like $2.99 from like Michael's, I'm sure. Like they were not valuable.
Not if it's Stephen King's though.
No, like nothing crazy. Like I feel confident saying the story because if someone wants to arrest me, I probably do not hit the limit for
yeah.
Like, they're so cheap. But I was like, those will be mine. So my plan throughout the night was I turned my sweater into a like knapsack type thing, and I got a co-crime person, co-conspirator.
Co-conspirator? Is that right, Austin?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm
listening. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to be stealing one of these. I don't know which one.
Yeah.
But I'm going to pretend like I'm a drunk chick who's having a problem with her high heels.
Let's just get her out of here.
Yeah, and I'm going to sit on the edge of this, and you're going to like be like, she's fine. So I'm sitting there and I'm fucking with my shoe, trying to figure out which one to take. And I'm like, fuck it. So all 4 of them. And so I get up and I take 2 steps and I'm just like, oh no, it's all fine. And I fall the fuck forward because while pretending to fuck with my shoe, I have undone my shoe. So I am on the ground bleeding a little bit, like trying to desperately get my shoe on while staff is running, trying not to get sued. And I'm just like, no, I'm fine. So I'm like limping the fuck away. And I'm just like holding my like knapsack sweater full of garden gnomes. And I'm
how many garden gnomes did you take?
4 of them. They're tiny,
You took a small family of garden gnomes.
I did.
Can you imagine if you left a one baby garden gnome? Like, Mom, Dad.
I never considered that I
Grandma, Grandpa.
I'm a gnome orphaner. Oh, man. So I'm like running to the Uber. I get in the wrong Uber. It's going in
that shit happens.
The complete opposite direction of where I am going to. Like 70 miles. Like it was
70 miles.
Well, no, sorry, it's like $70. So it was far.
Yeah, no matter where you're going for $70.
It was the after party for the bride and groom that I was not invited to. I had actually gotten the Uber. So like instead of going to the other side of the state where my like Airbnb was, like,
yeah. So you got there and you're like, this isn't, is this the party?
I had to crash and it was on a rooftop and it was fucking freezing, but I could not undo my knapsack sweater because it was full of the bride and groom stolen notes.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm like frantically swiping Uber, trying to find like a price that's under 3 figures to get home.
Yeah.
Like,
or at least there to like a bus stop.
Yeah. Oh my God. So I did finally make it home. And I gave one to my co-conspirator and I gave one to my brother who I used to watch the movie with a lot. And I gave one to my friend who's a huge Stephen King fan. And I have one left. So I'm really glad I took 4. Really worked out.
How much traveling have you done with your music?
I went on tour up California through Nevada. And then I've had a lot of fun going down to Tucson with a couple of my bands or a couple of my shows and my other band Clam Slam.
Yeah.
But I haven't ventured past the East Coast. I was supposed to go on an East Coast tour a week before lockdown.
Oh.
Or a week after, lockdown. So I was supposed to go on tour on March 18th.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like I still have my plane ticket to
You get
Connecticut.
a credit. You get a credit and everything.
Yeah, the credit's just sitting there, and it was all planned out. I was going to be on a bus with another band. I was excited.
What was your so? You said how many times have you toured? Like twice is what you're saying? Once?
Just once, and then I was supposed to go in 2020.
Who'd you tour with?
I toured with Shamehole.
Oh, dude, how fun was that?
It was fucking awesome.
What a fucking fun tour.
Yeah, it was really, really fun. And if you are sleeping on Shamehole, you really need to check their stuff out because
I love them so much.
I love how perfect their music is. Like they have their own genre and they do it so well, and like it's so good live and recorded.
It's such a cool. I mean, since we kind of know them
Yeah.
to an extent, I mean, you know them more probably than I do, but I've gotten to know Evan and Amanda like pretty well, and it's
Amazing
really
people.
amazing people, and it's just really cool to see like this side. Because I always think of Evan on Skull Drug going crazy, passing out because he's singing too fucking hard.
He goes so hard.
He goes so hard, and then like to see like something so like different and cool and unique and heartfelt and different sounding, like to do with his fiance, like it's just beautiful. You know what I mean? It's amazing.
Dude, I have been lucky enough to be sitting there while they're trying to write a song together, and it's like watching like two bunnies go on a date. It is the craziest, cutest thing. Like I don't know how to describe, but like I hope they keep going. They are actually playing on one of my speed matchings. If my phone would unlock. I don't know. I love that they sing about like very sex positive stuff. I love that the no one's talking about song is so good. Like, but yeah, that was a really, really good tour. I will say though, there was something that happened that was weird on tour. That was we went to like 3 different bars in California, and there was a different dude with dreads. Each of them claimed to be the manager of Slightly Stupid in an effort to try and hit on me or Amanda. And
what a weird flex.
I'm like, okay, for one, I guess it's like that is a band I would believe you might be the manager of, yes. But also, like, is that a thing? Like,
I have a buddy that goes on tour with some of those guys.
November speed matching, Shamehole, it's embarrassing.
Ooh,
Boom.
where at?
I need to announce it's so that'll be November 10th.
November 10th. Do you know where?
There'll be details on podcast speed matching.
Okay,
yeah.
Excuse me.
Yes. So.
But one of my buddies, shout out Raleigh. He does a bunch of tour shit for a band called Fortunate Youth, and I know he's done some tours with Slightly Stupid and stuff like that. But to hear that, you ran into like 4 different people in 4 different states.
Just 3.
Oh,
but
3?
Like,
yeah.
Still, weird coincidence. And it made me wonder, like, if back when, Sublime was very active, were there just a bunch of dudes in Southern California claiming to be the manager of Sublime? Or, like, is that just, like, how California dudes pick up on out-of-state chicks? Like,
well, I will tell you this.
I don't know.
I told this story. What was our last podcast? Was it Pop Off? No. That was like third to last or something like that. We just had Don, and then we had Kevin. So I had this story on my podcast. I'll just blow over some of the details. But for my 21st birthday, I was in Vegas, and Warped Tour was there. But I was like on this big trip with one of my best friends and like our families and shit, just getting fucked up. Really good time. But I went to this like strip club, and they're like, "What do you do?" I'm like, I'm here on Warped Tour. I play in like 4 of the bands, 4 or 5 of the bands. I'm just filling in. And like I had a really shitty English accent. I'm like, I'm originally from England. Dude, I was fucking just so drunk. Because I thought it'd be such a funny idea. I'm like, dude, let's just get drunk and make stories up like every other poker table that we set up, and like, or whenever we played blackjack. And that one got me in a lot of trouble for sure. That one got me in a lot of fucking trouble, but it was good times for sure.
I sometimes do the opposite. Like I was at a bar in DC, and hanging out, and this dude in a Metallica sweatshirt walks up and it's just like, "You like music?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I love music." And he's like, "Do you like Metallica?" And I go, "Who?" And they're like, he's just like, "Metallica. How have you not heard of Metallica?" And I'm just like, "I don't know. Are they local?" And
That's so fucking
he's
funny.
just like, "You have heard Metallica?" And I'm like, "I don't know. Can you like, do they have like a popular song you could like hum a few bars?"
Yeah.
And I'm like trying to dead face this because I'm really just interested to see if he legit thinks I don't know.
Did you pull it off?
I did, but the bartender is just laughing his fucking ass off.
Oh, just can't help but let go.
Like,
dude, I'm gonna take that from you for sure. Oh, dude.
It is the most hilarious thing, and it has to be a popular ass band. It has to. You just be like,
who's Pantera?
Yeah. It is crazy fun.
Iron Maiden? Iron Maiden.
Iron Maiden. Like, like what genre are they? Like, would they be on Spotify?
Yeah. Is that like part of G Unit or fucking? That'd be hilarious, dude.
Like, yeah. I mean, would they have opened for anyone I know? Is another just.
What were some of your favorite spots like to stop on it or that you stopped on a tour? Like, was it?
Oh, the Doll Hut was fucking awesome.
What's that?
It is in Anaheim.
Okay.
It is so cool. The staff is amazing. I do believe that stickers for at least one of your bands, FOL stickers, are in there for sure.
Oh, fuck yeah.
It's one of those, like, they have a teeny tiny stage, but it's perfect, kind of thing. And they are so nice to their performing artists. You're not feeling like you're just, like,
because it's
being done a favor. You know?
Yeah, I've definitely walked into venues, and I'm like, hey, we're with the band. I'm like, okay, cool. Okay, what do we do? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
It's always great. What was it? The first time I played the first and only time I've played the Rebel Lounge, they were super fucking kind to us. They were really, really nice. Our drummer, Freddie, like, wasn't even 21 yet. They just hooked him up with, wristbands or whatever, playing this 21 and up show. And they gave us a 30 rack of beer in the back. I was like, get the fuck out of here. I'm like, seriously? And they're like, if you guys run out, just let us know. I was like, all right.
Oh my God. I have to also mention Winter's Tavern in Pacifica is amazing. It is this teeny tiny town where there's just like not a lot to do after dark. So everyone's at Winter's Tavern, and it is just this like.
Where's that one? What state was that?
Pacifica, California.
Oh, Pacifica, California?
It's like if a music venue and kind of like a cabin had a baby and it was next to the beach. It's so beautiful. And they have this cool little like apartment where you stay. So it's just graffiti.
Where the band stay?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
dude,
you get a place to crash. You have to go. Winter's Tavern, Pacifica.
Can you look that up, Justin? I want to see some shit of that.
You have to. It is amazing. It's dog friendly too. So you're just like,
get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, it is amazing. And the beach is within walking distance. Like it is such, and like if you are in California, go visit, like give these people some money.
Oh, dude, look at this cozy little spot.
Yeah. Oh my God. Right. Like a music venue and a cabin had a baby.
Right on the beach. Look at the
on the fucking beach.
I love patios, dude. I'm a fucking sucker for patios. I love smoking cigarettes and jamming guitars and
Nicest
just kicking
people.
it, dude.
They paid well.
What?
Like I mean, like they were so nice, and the apartment.
What a cool little like dive feel too.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like a cozy dive.
But you can't use the shower. As I discovered, I was using the shower, and then someone came and like had to bust down the bathroom door to let me know I was flooding the bar a little bit.
Oh,
So
really?
like, don't shower.
Okay. No worries.
But it's on tour. You're really not supposed to be showering anyway. And then like the double down, of course, I have to give like because that was the first time my dad ever saw me perform live. It was at the Franks and Dean's Weenie Roast, which is a monthly event in Vegas.
Yes.
Can we like shout out to Franks and Dean's?
Of course we can.
Yeah.
Who's about to go on tour with the Horror Pops?
With the horror. Franks and Dean's are amazing. Oh, I did a music video with Nicole Muse. I don't know when it's coming out, but yeah.
Really?
Already filmed and everything. Yeah. There were costumes involved. It was fun.
My gosh.
So I hope that comes out really soon.
Dude, yeah, keep us updated on that, please.
That was a quarantine project. Yeah. We went down to Vegas and
you're pretty good with the camera.
I can rubber band a camera to my dining room chair. Yeah.
What?
Oh yeah, that's how I filmed my Depressed Again video. I put it against my dining room chair and then I rubber banded it so it didn't move and I could still press play on the other side.
What a fun, like, cool DIY. I didn't know that.
I did eventually buy a $12 tripod off of Amazon. My life has gotten a lot easier
dude,
since then.
I've got 2 of them right here. Like,
yeah. Soundphoria gave me a great deal during quarantine that if I could film it, he would edit it.
Nice.
And so I filmed Depressed Again, and that's on YouTube. It may be more or less of me in the shower than people would generally want to see, but it's there.
Probably
so,
more. Probably more.
Yep. So
Probably less. They actually probably want to just see a lot.
I did learn that I don't know how they get bubble baths to have that many bubbles in TV or movies, because I sure
Is
as
it dish
fuck
soap?
could.
I think it's Dawn dish soap.
I don't know. I'm like there with like a whisk. It's not working. Like I'm trying to keep everything covered so I'm not accidentally like creating some adult film.
I have
don't
the
know.
same problem doing my last music video.
Yeah?
No, not
No?
at all.
Okay.
But
Where do you put your nipples on camera? Just
I got small nipples. I'm blessed. Like my nipples are small, so like sometimes when I have my shirt off, you might not even be able to see them. They look like tiny little chocolate chips. They're nice.
I don't know. I got
Tasty. So how far did your tour go? So like did you just do like did you go like up the West Coast and like wrap around, or
we went San Diego, then oh fuck, I don't even remember the order. So okay, we went California, we hit San Diego, Oakland, Anaheim, Pacifica, then we went through Las Vegas to the Double Down, and then we went to the Green Room up in Flagstaff, which is now Yucca North.
Yes, I have never been there.
I had my 21st birthday party there.
Did you really?
Yeah, I lived up in Flagstaff.
Oh, fun.
So I went to it when it was the Green Room, and it was actually on a Wednesday, which used to be ladies' 80s and 25-cent U columns. So my 21st birthday party cost about $2.75
To just get fucked up.
Oh God, and I did, yes. So it was really fun. But yeah, it was that was a cool. It was neat to just be on my very first tour at the place where I turned 21. I don't know. It was very.
That's very cool.
It was neat.
My mom's in Flagstaff right now, escaping the heat a little bit. The last time I was in Flagstaff, I think I was like 21, 22, maybe 23. But that was where I was first introduced to cocaine in my nose against my
That's
will.
weird. I lived there for 5 years. Never ran into it.
Really?
Yeah, never. But I was like, president of the computer club, so it didn't come up a lot. I guess we were more of like the let's get drunk and watch Battlestar Galactica as we did every Friday night for the whole semester. Yeah.
Were you going to college up there?
Yeah.
Nice. I need something to drink.
Yeah, I did 5 years, not because of any. I had a super senior year, but the economy was really really shitty. So I figured like it was either hang out at college and keep doing fun stuff, or like try to get a job in the worst job economy in the
Yeah.
decade. So
This dude, the economy's weird. I'm not like an expert or anything, but like 1 minute it's hard to get jobs, 1 minute it's hard to get gas, 1 minute like now this minute right now it's like housing is wild. We're gonna be moving the podcast here soon. We're gonna go on like a small hiatus probably at the end of September, get our new location going and things like that. Austin's getting married in October.
Yay,
So
Austin.
yeah, congratulations, buddy. So we got some things to plan out. But like we were looking to just move. I shoot this out of the apartment. If anyone didn't know that this is where I live. But we were looking to move, and we're like, dude, it like even to get something smaller is more expensive than this. It's crazy.
I mean, my new studio, 122 or Central Station Studios, has a podcast thing. Check out. I'll send you the info or link. Maybe you like it. But
For
anyway,
sure.
I love it because it's good to be back in the studio. So even if you don't do there, I just want to do a shout out to Central Station. So
Have you been back in the studio like writing and recording?
yeah, I just did a cover of "Where Did You Sleep Last Night" with Brian Mogul on solo. That was pretty awesome.
Nice.
Turned out really well. I figured since I haven't been writing, and something is better than nothing. Anything is better than
course.
zero. So it was a really cool opportunity, and it was, we were just all kind of hanging out in the studio and playing around. So it was just really cool to be able to get released. So I'm gonna put that on Spotify, I think.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to run down like we write like ass backwards. So like we will like write really cool instruments and then just like our whole lyrics are like like we'll just they're not even words yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we usually like write the words after, and we've been jamming again, and kind of doing the damn thing and getting instrumentals like ready to rock. And I'm like, dude, I can't wait to like write lyrics to this. I'm like, what the fuck are we gonna write about?
Weren't you and I supposed to write a song?
Yes, and I still want to. Now, I mean, things are back. Things are back now. We're going full force because I would actually, you know what? We'll talk about this after for sure. We'll definitely talk about this after.
We talk about it now. Let's hash it out live.
Well, fuck it. Yeah, we will hash it out live because we're doing what Rundown is doing. We're so transparent. Like we hold no fucking secrets. There's no mystery to our band at all. But we released that music video and we haven't put the song on any sort of like audio platform yet because we want to release it with 4 other songs to do an EP. And we are in the process of getting those other songs going right now and we're excited about it. We're definitely like chucking away, but we always like to do features. We always love doing features and we are planning something that actually might be even more special now that I think about it because you're here. You just reminded me about that.
All right, let's talk about it after.
We will definitely talk about it after. It's going to be a lot of... Stay tuned, everybody, for Rundown Roommates stuff. But, yeah. But with that being said, it's just fun to be creative with my friends again. It's so fun. Have you been practicing with like Clam Slam or anything?
We are all adjusting to our schedules and things like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Nothing bad. I think we just I think all 3 of us had to get new jobs and new schedules and things like that.
Yeah.
So it's just instead of putting a lot of pressure on it and making it less fun, I think we're just kind of giving it a break, like our not like a official break, but we're just giving it a couple weeks. But during quarantine I wasn't really practicing anything. I don't know, it was hard. It was hard to go from being so in love with music and so in love with performing live and so used to it and then just never knowing if it was ever gonna come back or were you gonna get COVID and have a ventilator rip up your vocal cords or something. It was just it was so hard to like
it's so crazy, right?
Think about it.
I was thinking about this the other day, and I was like, because I was high as fuck, and I was like, man, like music's like my first love, you know what I mean? And I'm like, well, shit, like everyone remembers their first love, like they're not in their life anymore right now, right? But like you kind of like go, you learn from it. You learn from all your loves, and I think I've come to this point. I'm like, man, I love music, I really do.
Yeah.
But I had no idea how much I love performing, how much I love the people, how much like I love, and it's like the crazy things, right? I'm like, I love going to a show and giving Barry Humphrey a hug and getting on stage and then like having a drink with Hoon from Skull Drug and then like smoking cigarettes with Dave and bullshitting outside. Like I'm like, dude, I think like of course music's my first love, but this new love I have for this like community is like ridiculous.
That's true.
It's wild. And music is just always there for the ride. You know what I mean? It's all good music too.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I think it's a very underrated scene out here, but I also think it's getting attention because I've not been on tour a lot, but I've traveled a lot and I usually try to either check out a show or at least a pretty notable punk bar while I'm out of town.
Of course.
I might as well use those business trips to my advantage, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
And it's weird because it's rare for me to find someone who does not know someone or has been involved or met a band or seen someone from Arizona come through. And, I will also give that to a compliment as punk as a genre in general.
Yeah.
I think it's something that you don't find until you... this may sound cheesy. Let me just... I think it's something that you don't really fall in love with until you are very alone in one way, and then once you are in it you're not alone,
No, for sure.
Yeah.
I no, like I mean
like if you need help you just spot the Mohawk or the Operation Ivy patch and just be like, hey.
Yeah.
Yeah,
dude, I've told the story way too many times on here, but like when I met Elliot Diggs is like I was in the lowest part of my life. I felt absolutely alone and we started Rundown Roommates and it was just me and him. And I ran into Freddie at a party, and we became really good friends. And he showed up to like just come play drums with us the next day, and it was like the shittiest part of my life. I was living in a garage for $200 a month, and then me and Elliot were like, well, we got to go find more people like us. And we just started going to like random ass shows until we met all of you guys. You know what I mean? Like met everybody. And it's crazy, you know, because Rundown's coming up on like 6 years almost now, I think. And it's so crazy to think about because I was thinking about how we just celebrated like it feels like yesterday we celebrated like our 2 year.
Yeah, that
You
was
know
a
what I
good
mean?
show.
Yeah, it's fucking just it's so fun. And
Was that your 2 year? You threw a sick show for one of your anniversaries. Was it 2 or 3? Whatever.
We usually hop on FOL's anniversary, and like our anniversary is not too far off from FOL's. Like that's like the biggest thing. So it's like when we met FOL, like our lives really changed. Like
Mine too.
yeah, we became inseparable. We were like before we knew it, we were on every, if not every show, every other show with FOL, and like me and Dave, we just fucking we couldn't leave each other alone. Like we were just causing ruckus everywhere we went and just going to bars and like he's like, what are you doing? Like I'm like, well, I live all the way not by you. He's like, okay, well, just figure out how to get to me and we will fucking go to some shows and party. I'm like, okay. I would just figure it out. I love Dave.
I will tell you the minute I fell in love with FOL. Are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
Okay. So I was like a fan. I had been to some shows. The songs were good and, you know, like no complaints. But like the minute I fell in love with them was I was at Yucca and I was on the patio and there was Chris and, you know, probably someone else. I don't know for sure who was there, but Chris Fleischacker was definitely there. And there is a guy who's coming up to this girl and he's very drunk and he's hitting on her and whatever. And all of a sudden, Chris stops what he's doing and runs across and is just like, did you hear her? She said no. Get away from her. Get the fuck away. Like, just starts.
I have seen Chris do that so many times. Like, I feel safe around Chris. I'm 5'4". Like,
what a fucking awesome dude.
Dude,
like,
no, he really is. He is the nice, like, and you know what I mean?
And then he doesn't turn around and try and hit on the girl who was getting preyed upon. No. He's just like, let me know if he comes back later. And it's just so fucking cool.
He's an amazing father, like an amazing husband.
Such
like
cool dude.
He's just such a fucking amazing musician. I could talk so many good things about him, but like when it comes to like anything in life, you know, so many people have said like, oh, this, like if you, any guy, like I'll say 90% of men will be like, I heard this happen to you. Like, if I would have been there, you know, shit would have been different. And like, you see, like, they would never do anything like that for that person. And Chris just being the person that he is, smoking a cigarette somewhere else, bullshitting with his homie. You know what I mean?
She said no.
Yeah, he will fucking sprint over there, like, get the fuck out of her face.
It is amazing. Yeah.
Cheers to Chris.
Cheers to fucking
Cheers
Chris.
to Aaron. Cheers to Dave. Cheers to FOL.
Cheers to Lola. Mm-hmm. Cheers to Bodacious.
Cheers to Lola, Bodacious. Amazing people.
Cheers to Penny. She had a birthday recently.
Oh yeah, she did. That's so crazy too.
She's so big.
Oh my gosh. I'm really it's pretty cool. I'm not gonna say too much because I don't know what they've said, but like what they're kind of putting together right now for Bodacious Prince is pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he knows a little bit more about it, I feel like, than I do. We've talked about. I usually drink on this podcast, so I have to like watch it.
Are we not? I don't know.
But God, I'm really excited to see they're growing, and I just cannot wait to see like what they do next. It's super exciting. I've gotten a chance to go hang out at some little FOL jams and practices, and it's. The cool thing about this podcast is I get a sneak peek of like what everyone's doing. And I'm just, And they're like, okay, I'm going to show you this now. And they're just like, I got speakers and shit, you know, so I get to hear it pretty good. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here. I got to hear that TV Tragedy album before it came out, like months before it came out. Dude. And
was I supposed to bring something like that?
No, not at all. You're just don't even worry about it.
I can do that.
Well, no, we don't show it on here. Like we show it off camera and shit. Like
off camera. Okay.
Yeah. No. It's not for the show. No.
Is this like late night where I was supposed to bring a 20-second clip or some shit?
No, absolutely not. No. No, I get shown all this shit off camera. Because they just want to. You know what I mean? Like we got something we want to show you. Blah blah. I'm like, okay, cool. And it's amazing. The last TV Tragedy album that just came out, The Fall,
good.
holy fuck. Like the
Oh,
piano, the
these guys are so
dynamic,
good.
the vocals, the shows. I've seen them first show back I got to play with them, and they fucking killed it. It was their first show as TV Tragedy with Chris. And yeah,
They've been fucking practicing.
dude, yes, they fucking have.
Oh my god! And Mouse Gomez is such a front
An
man.
animal.
He is such a front man. He is like, there is no mistake that dude. I have this theory that there's people who are shy and they get the nickname wallflowers. You know, people who want to like shrink off in the background, and there has to be people who are just naturally born to be the fucking center of attention. And
absolutely.
You know, they get called, you know, like divas and shit or whatever, but you know, there has to be, and like people like Mouse Gomez, like, you know, they are just meant to be in front of people on
Such
stage.
a fun guy too.
Holy shit.
I've only recently started kicking it with him. You know, I didn't really know him like that.
Are you gonna get tattooed by him? You got to get tattooed by him.
Probably should.
Holy
you know, I
fuck.
usually the only people that really touch me with needles are my uncles. Because my uncle John, my uncle B are tattoo artists. They've been on the show before.
Well,
but that's
family
just,
loyalty
but
is
I'm
important.
Yeah, of course, family loyalty is important. But like, I would definitely get a TV Tragedy tattoo from Mouse. Like, absolutely.
You just did one of my. Dude, it's fucking awesome.
On your what? On
Oh,
your
my
what?
dude, it's Jason. Like Voorhees.
Oh, really?
In, like American. It's so cool. Yeah.
Dude, fuck yeah. No, dude, he's.
Mouse said he would fix this thing because I got this while really drunk in Florida.
For those who don't. Let me see. For those just listening. Oh, okay. My mom's got something like that. It's a treble cleft with a heart, like that's intertwined with each other.
Yeah,
It could be a little better, but it's nice. It's not bad.
Me and 3 people got drunk and decided to get tattoos together. And that's the night that I learned that if you decide to do that, you need to be third in line, not first in line. But I mean,
I don't know. Was he sharing needles or like?
No. It was all done at a shop. I don't fucking know the name of the shop. It was all very sterile, but they all like backed out of it. It was just, you know, it was one of those like tourist trap shops.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that I had just freshly gotten done singing Cowboy at a karaoke session while super drunk.
Like Kid Rock?
Yeah, it's my favorite karaoke song.
Is it really?
Yeah, 100%.
Dude, we need to go do some fucking karaoke.
Well, I'm packing up my Weston. If I gave it, I'm gonna head out west. It's easier with words on this. No, I don't know. Like, I get really sick of going to karaoke and seeing these like people bust out these sad 7-minute power ballads that are just like.
I'm trying to think. Like, I really don't. It's so crazy because like when I think about karaoke, I'm like, there's not a whole lot of fucking things in the book that I actually know. There really isn't. Like, there's usually like a Social D song I can find. I'll do like some Johnny Cash.
Yeah, that's fine. Just like, can we ban the soundtrack of Les Mis from karaoke forever, please? I'm done hearing people sing "I Dreamed a Dream." Like, just get rid of it, please. I just like I don't know. I feel like they're trying to be like, I could have gone on The Voice. I don't know. It's
yeah. When some people like just come and kill it, like
yeah. And it's just like, have you tried singing something that doesn't make us want to go home?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Thank you for that one. That was my cover of Rihanna. I'm like, okay, awesome. Do Fred Durst next. Do Limp Bizkit. And then just see them get fucked up and go, yeah.
I have several acoustic covers of Limp Bizkit.
That's what's up, girl.
Not even kidding.
Fuck yeah.
I when I'm really feeling squirrely, I play an acoustic cover of Boiler, but I do not announce that it is a Limp Bizkit song because no one knows what the fuck that song is. But like, I don't know.
Have you seen his new look? Have you seen Fred Durst's new look?
Yeah.
Bring that up. Fred Durst's new look.
Good. I don't know.
What do you mean, man?
I think
it's like a troll. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I think he's like, first of all, like because he went like when he came back, it fucking rocked.
What was the joke? He looks like the Beastie Boys Sabotage video.
Oh yeah, he looks like all the Beastie Boys from the Sabotage video.
Excuse me. Yes.
Dude, that's what's up, bro. Colonel Sanders getting the fuck down. Like it's, I love it. I'm a huge fan because he knows he can. Like he's not doing that because he's like, this is what the kids want to see these days.
So,
yeah,
he probably took it down, but like I want to say like 4 or 5 years ago, if you went to like freddurst.com there was no mention of Limp Bizkit anywhere. It was just him like in a golf swing, and then like
Oh,
him in like
really?
a button up, and it was him trying to be a music and entertainment consultant,
Oh, well, I
but did
can't.
not mention that he was part of like one of the most hate him or love him influential bands of whatever year
The
period
biggest
that was.
like guilty pleasure of all time. If someone told me right now, like if we were just like chilling, you want me to put on some Limp Bizkit? I wouldn't say no. Yeah,
I just like you.
because I know the second I hear it, I'm like, dude, crack a beer. Like, let's do some dumb shit.
They tried something, and I don't think that if people really listened to the lyrics of the songs they like, they would. Okay, so if someone came up to you and started spouting off the lyrics to Immigrant Song, but you had never heard of Led Zeppelin or the Immigrant Song,
Mhm.
you would call the fucking cops, just like
Yeah.
I come from the land of the ice and snow and where the midnight winds and the hot springs blow. You'd be like, get the fuck away from me,
Yeah.
So, I think music is objective, and that people kind of get on a high
Mhm.
horse a little bit sometimes.
Did off with a nookie,
Yeah, it's I just like who the
Hot
fuck?
dog flavored water.
Deftones are amazing.
Deftones, great.
But look up the lyrics for a Deftones song you're not familiar of, and like cover up Deftones and like read it and
Same with
see
Tool, man.
Tool, yeah.
like, cause I'm still
I
right here.
love Queens of the Stone Age, but it's word salad, It's like, and it doesn't make it bad,
Yeah.
It's just
I feel that way with this dude John Moreland. He's like a solo like acoustic like folk country guy that like it will bring a tear to your eye every fucking song. It's just really really fucking good. But like just the storytelling, the same with the Gaslight Anthem. I love the Gaslight Anthem. I'm a huge Gaslight Anthem fan, and like the way that their songs are written, the lyric, like the real substance of the lyrics, and when you're telling such like a good story, because I think some of the best music is just storytelling. Johnny Cash, for instance. I'm a huge Johnny Cash guy. Well, I shouldn't say huge, but I love Johnny Cash. But storytelling, all like Wu Tang Clan storytelling, Rancid storytelling, like
Yeah.
like it's just such good storytelling, and I just want to make sure that like me personally, like that never gets away from me instead of just trying to like sound good.
yeah. Oh yeah.
And I think that's you can see bands that do that, and especially now, like a lot of people have been really fucking creative in their time off.
Yeah.
Like TV tragedy, like police accountability. Like I'm like, oh, this is dope, dude. Like whole song is about like, and they explained it on the podcast too. I had the whole band on, and just how they were explaining, like it's so crazy because Chris was like, I have kids and stuff, and I want them to believe in that there is good law enforcement, and there is to an extent, but like for bad cops, they need to be held accountable. I'm like, dude, this is such like a good way that you wrote that out and performed it and things like that, and I just love seeing like really elaborate storytelling in our scene everywhere, really. But it just seems to be extremely prominent in people very close to me lately, and I just am trying to absorb it all.
That's one of the reasons I love Creepsville 666. Every single
They're
one
so
of their
good.
like, even though it is maybe kind of more lighthearted than maybe you were inferring for storytelling, like every single one of their songs is like a mini movie in your head, 100%. You can see it even if you've never seen the band.
Yeah.
You can play it out in your head, and I think that's like a very powerful tool. And like Jason DeVore.
Oh, God.
Even when he's not telling a story, he is telling a story,
Yeah.
and you can see, I don't know, it's cool. Yeah.
Jason's fantastic.
Oh yeah.
I would love to have him on one of these days.
He's amazing, yeah.
What was I about to say? You got me distracted with Jason DeVore. He's so
Sorry.
hot.
He's-
Fuck.
Yeah. I don't
Anyways,
know. Dude, I'm loving some of these like up and coming bands, like that, not up and coming because they're just fucking killing it lately. Like maybe next year's, and like Worm Fur. Have you gotten to play with any of them yet?
I don't think so. No.
Dude, they're like, not only are they adorable, but they like kick the shit out of me instrumentally, talent wise. And I'm like, okay with it. Like they're so good.
We
Maybe
use
next year's are fucking fantastic.
There was when we first got into like really playing shows with Rundown, we hopped on a few shows. They're not a band anymore, unfortunately, but they like are one of those things that like kicked me into high gear, like
Yeah.
really wanted me to be better. And they're called 0 Degrees North. Fantastic.
I've seen that.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, they're so good and just great energy, really cool songs. But I totally feel you on that. I'm really enjoying. I want to just continue to see more new acts. I had this dude Izzy Hayes from a band that me and Bailey went and saw. Well, we planned on going to see other bands, and they were the opener. And they're like kind of pop punk and shit like that, but they were super fucking good. Brought a crowd, like super good energy, and like talk about up and coming. These guys are gonna kick ass. Like these guys are dope as fuck, and they're working on new shit that they showed me as well off camera. I was like, dude, you guys are about to fucking murder it when you come back. I'm so excited to see what they do.
Nice. Yeah. How? Okay. So the anniversary of the first time I ever played in front of people, the 4-year anniversary came up the other day.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because I was cruising around in the AZ Punk Scene Facebook group, and then Bill Marks posted that Dan from Authority Zero was offering Skype guitar lessons. So I was like, fuck it. I want to take one guitar lesson because my roommate had just left guitar behind when he moved out. And then, like, that turned into, 2 guitar lessons and 3 guitar lessons. And then Dan was like, you need to go play an open mic night. That's your homework. So my whole goal was to go play one open mic night. So I went to Devil's Advocate.
Oh, nice.
And that was my very first time playing in front of people. I played Los Angeles is Burning and Last Caress, and Birth of Monsters, and some Jaywalkers were there.
Dude, fuck yeah. Hell yeah.
And
probably Showy.
fucking Slightly Suspicious was there, Shoei was there, Master Wayne was there. It was a really coincidentally crazy night to be there.
Yeah.
And that was the only goal, was to do one open mic night. But because I met all of these amazing punks there.
Oh, yeah.
And they were there to, with their bands that were kind of, coming up. Like, it's just been a fucking wild ride ever since. And it's just, I think when they say it's not like what you do, it's who you know. They need to make more effort to emphasize it's who you get to know as well,
Yeah.
Like, it's okay if you don't have a fucking uncle that works in the music industry. Go out and meet some people and be nice and be someone that you want to hang out with, that other people want to hang out with, and then turn into someone that other people want to work with, and turn into someone that people want to like attend. And, and I think that's how you get to know people. And I don't think that people realize that, and they let that stop them. So I don't know, but I was really curious, what was like your first performance, real? Like,
I've been on stage since I was like 10.
Okay, like tell me about it.
Well, I'm not a Christian, but I grew up, playing for churches and stuff, and because my grandfather was a pastor and things like that.
Yeah, why not?
And so I did, I just played out a lot there, and I don't know, like, I'm trying to think of, like, I've been doing it for so long now, like, I can think of I started playing guitar when I was 11, and then, like, I think I just played for, like, because, like, that's okay, this is a really good example. This is, like, one time I can actually really think about where I was, like, nervous, and it was probably the first time, but, like, I was just practicing. I had not been playing that long, and my parents were just drinking downstairs with, like, family and stuff like that. And they're like, "Oh, go get your guitar and like play." So I'm like, "I've had like not that many lessons." You know what I mean? Like, no, just go get it. Just go get it. We're all gonna listen. And I was like, I didn't know anything because I learned my guitar teacher was amazing. I took private lessons for 4 years, and like I had a very very cool relationship with this dude that taught me guitar and really took his time with me, and he taught me string by string. Like he taught me every string for weeks until I like could get to chords, and it was a really cool method of learning, if you ask me. And he taught me so much about being quiet and so many good things about music. So when I was going to play in front of my family and shit like that, I'm like, I don't fucking know anything. I don't. And my mom's like, just drinking. She's like, Tyler, just go do it. And like I just remember like playing like three things on like one string
Oh,
because that's all I knew. And I am just like watch like it's so quiet. There's no sound. You know what I mean? There's a sound of one string being plucked. And I just like told myself, I was like, absolutely this will never fucking happen again. And I just practiced like so much harder. And
okay. So like, what was your first like
stage
punk
performance.
adult? Yeah, because like if we're counting kid stuff,
Hmm.
like
Yeah. So when
I'm not counting the piano recital when I was
Well,
9.
I played hip hop. I played guitar for a hip hop artist for years in high school,
Yeah.
and it was crazy. Like we played like small shows for like rec centers, and then we eventually ended up playing like really big shows, and club shows. And we were young because we were selling these 18 and up tickets or whatever, or 21 up tickets. When like we were in high school, we couldn't sell them to any of our friends. So it was like so tough. But honestly, because I had just been playing with the church so much, like I can't remember like ever really being nervous like on a stage
Oh, yeah.
unless like but my first like performance where like I really just started stepping outside the box. Like really started becoming my own like on stage was probably when I got to play with this hip hop artist. Shout out Joel Matthew, and we opened up for the game at the venue of Scottsdale. It was probably like 2011, 2012, and there was like probably 2,000 people there or something like that. And it was so crazy. I think it was from playing sports too, because like before I used to play football and I was a wrestler. So like you can't go out there scared. You have to go out there and like hit yourself in the fucking head and get pumped, you know? And I just did that with music too.
Yeah.
And so, I've always just been pumped for it, and like that night in particular, I was like, okay, this is just how it is now. Like this is the way you perform. This you come out here and like give it your all. I'd never played for that many people. I was jumping off fucking speakers. I was playing pretty fucking good. Um, and like I was much different looking than anyone there. Like for sure, just my style and
Yeah.
everything. Because everyone, it's the game. Everyone's blooded the fuck up and shit and wearing bandanas, and I'm there in fucking like cutoffs and patches and fucking dyed hair and shit. And I'm playing these fucking and like people are fucking feeling me that like are not punk or anything like that. And I'm like, if I can, like, I love punk and I just wanted to be in punk bands, but I could never start punk bands with anybody. So when I was doing this and like getting that reaction from such a different crowd that I even wanted, I was like, I just have to be this way all the time because first of all, I'm having a blast. Second of all, the energy is just going to anybody right now. Like,
I feel that I was a competitive speaker, not debater. I was garbage at the debates.
what does that mean? I'm sorry. What's a competitive
I know.
speaker?
So that's like, there's like the debate club where they like debate back and forth.
Yeah.
No, I was horrible at that because I never like prepared well enough, But like speaking, there's like a whole bunch of different events. Like you just give speeches. There's ones where you like pretend you're Congress. I don't know. It's National Forensics League. If you have a particularly talkative child, I highly recommend you get them involved because there's just speeches. So like one year I kicked the shit
Is
out
it
of
like
the
being
competition.
persuasive to large groups of people?
Yeah, so there's ones where you have to give like a spontaneous 3-minute speech off of a random topic that you just learned, like you just off the top of your head. And then the one that I was good in is that you have to memorize or at least be able to give 10-minute speech from someone other than yourself. It was like oratorical declamation was whatever. So I picked this like crazy feminist Andrea Dworkin, really powerful moving speech, and like memorized it and kicked the shit out of my competition, first place all the way through, like except for one that I took third. Anyway, so yeah, I just needed to put like music to it, and it probably would have been way more enjoyable for my audience. Who wants to sit through a 10-minute memorized speech? Like props to the parents who fucking volunteer to judge these weird ass competitions.
What were the topics like? Like were they like it's crazy.
Anything,
I can
like-
only imagine like higher up like adults be like that one's breedable to get a narrative across.
Oh, yeah. Well, so like some of them, there's bills ahead of time that you can study. So it would just be like proposed law that we, I don't know, like make seatbelts green, neon green, so we can see whenever anyone isn't wearing one. And then it's a shit.
Sounds like
That's
entrapment.
a fucking terrible example because like the whole The whole point is to pretend like you're dealing with like worldwide issues. So it would be
Yeah.
like proposal to bomb X country. I don't know.
Oh,
It'd be
really?
stupid shit. Yeah.
Foreign relations and
Yeah,
things.
yeah. You'd have to like argue it back and forth or like write a speech for or against. It was weird. I did that one, but I always had fun going on the. Everyone would sign up for like the really logical side, you know, and then but then they had to wait in line to give their speech. But like, if I could find one where I could get like a weird, almost satirical joke, negative response, I would be like first in line to give my speech.
Like genocide, like for
No,
genocide.
God, no, hell no, hell no, no, no. I had my fucking standards, but there would be like,
Totally joking.
we need
Genocide
to
is bad.
put in a 10-year water preservation plan. And I'd be like, you know what? I disagree. We need to put in a 5-year water preservation plan. Like they all like were like, I agree, 10 years. And I'd be like, you're all gonna fucking lose. I
You're
get
all-
more points.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It was stupid. Like, I don't know. It was fun because it was a good outlet for just performing, but also like I don't think I would go back and do it. I don't know. But yeah, there's competitive speaking in high school. Isn't that fucking weird?
I had no idea that was
Yeah.
a thing ever. I probably would have been fucking great at it, to be honest.
Right?
Like I did sales for so long too and shit. There's a point in time I was working an inbound call center for DirecTV. Fuck you, DirecTV.
Fuck you, DirecTV.
First of all, by taking the NFL all into one package and making it super sick over a satellite, like I wish, God, I'm so pissed they bought that. Any other cable company would have been fantastic. Third of all, man, dude, I don't feel good about it now, but I would just lie my fucking ass off to sell satellite TV. But I mean, it's your boy hungry over here, you know? And dude, I remember very vividly where Confessions by Silva.
Oh, I got stuff to say about DirecTV. So keep
Dude,
going.
so this dude calls and basically what DirecTV does is they make you run a credit check, a hard inquiry, like a hard hit. It's a hard hit on your credit to see if you can even get it at the price that's advertised. And it's so small in like on the banner, like upon credit approval, because it says something crazy cheap and it says like for for the year, like it says for 12 months, get it this price. And the smallest is like upon approval of a 2-year like contract. And then the second year it doubles. Your bill doubles.
Okay. Or hear me out. You get a mini PC, you hook it up, you put an ad blocker and a really good antivirus, and you just
ExpressVPN
type
maybe?
in show you want to watch, space free, space streaming, and then don't fucking connect your bank account information to that computer. I don't know, whatever.
I don't know if we should tell people how to steal. We might have to bleep some of that out.
Really?
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm
And-
just saying.
And that's how you steal. But this
Or
so I took
hypothetically that would give you a look into what you shouldn't do. Is that cover my
yeah,
ass enough?
there you go.
Yeah, okay.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
We know
That would be a terrible thing to do, as it would directly hurt the profits of conglomerates like DirecTV. So don't do that.
So this dude calls me. I'm inbound sales, and this guy calls me thick Southern accent, thick Southern accent, and I'm just like, like, oh, what do you want TV for? Which is a stupid fucking question, you know what I mean? And he tells me, he's like, well, my wife has had some injuries and she's a little sick, and so she's kind of, bedridden, and we just want to make sure she has all she can watch. We're doing the best to take care of her. It sounded like a really shitty situation, and
This is
we
sad.
get to this fucking. I get him to fucking. He's like, I don't know if I really want to do the credit check, and I'm like, I totally understand. It's tough, but I just want to let you know, my girlfriend is bedridden.
That's not funny.
I was like single at the time. I'm like, just complete. I'm like, yeah, she just shattered her knee in this really bad accident, and like they're trying to do like reconstructive as much as they can, and it's been tough. Like, I'm working a call center right now, buddy. And he was like, oh my gosh, God bless you. Like, I Oh my God. I put on the craziest act. And then like charge him like $300 for TV that day. I didn't lie about any. Well, I lied. I lied. I didn't lie
Okay.
about any of the legalities though, like for his inquiry or his price. Oh man, I was so poor.
I need to talk about any ladies who have received a multitude of dick pics.
Oh, please do.
Hang on. Okay.
I've been waiting for this. I've been
Okay.
wanting to have women on that want to talk about these
I wanna talk
receptions
about
of
dick
dick
pics.
pics. Please,
Okay.
please.
Any lady who has received a plethora of dick pics.
It seems to be going around like COVID.
variety of dick pics, if you will. There are a couple objects in which men seem to regularly use in which to provide a scale for us to judge if their package, right? So those things are, if they are going for hang on. If they're going for girth, there's Bailey. I almost kind of want to write it down, but it's a fucking Budweiser can.
So that
if they're trying to show off girth, they will hold up a fucking American, not light, the red and white Bud Light can to demonstrate that their dick is approximately the size of a Bud Light can. Or, on the note of DirecTV, if they're trying to demonstrate length, they hold up the motherfucking DirecTV remote next to it. So I would like every man in here who is listening to think about that the next time they're over at their buddy's house before they touch that black and white DirecTV remote that has most likely been held up to your buddy's junk and then photographed and then sent to a woman.
What's the camera like? Like you want to like? I wonder what the caption is for that picture. Like when you hold the remote to your dick, like, what's your favorite channel? Like,
Kinda, yeah, a little bit, yeah. But I think it's funny because I think most men are just like, ooh, let's look at the tip and how they match up. But no, what we look at is how far that DirecTV is, like, remote is shoved into your pelvis. Like,
okay,
is there like a 2-inch dip? Is it coming up on the numbers? What button does it hit? Like, how far have you jammed that into your fucking hernial space right there?
I have a set of
demonstrate that you're as
all
big
of
as a
like
remote.
all of like nearly all of the objects that you said. I have a set of, but like they're miniatures. They're miniatures, so they like look like I have a Bible that's like this big, and so like I take my dick pics next to that. I have a Budweiser
That
can
makes
that's
sense.
like this big or something like that.
Nice.
Yeah, it's you have to pay for the detail though. You have to pay for like so it doesn't look like all mushed up like, oh, that's a toy. Like no, it looks like a real tiny little beer can.
Like some person hand painted a
Yeah,
bottle
it's
to
even
just
got like a little
photograph
hand that
next to
holds
your
it,
dick.
and they're like, damn, and then like my dick just looks colossal.
See, I don't know. My personal favorite is not the DirecTV or the Budweiser can. It's where they stand up on like a counter and then they flop it on the counter. Like they, and it's just because it's called the counter flop, you know, like it's just.
Do they like, so do you just get like straight dick pics or do you get like 4 weird DMs that eventually lead to a dick pic?
No, ever since I started Critical Miss, I don't get any, like a lot. It's kind of nice. I don't know if it's because they're worried I'm gonna like do something, which I would.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm a big fan of doing that thing where if a dude sends you dick pics, you need to go to his Facebook profile and then find his mother and his sisters, and you need to fucking tell them. Because either, for one, they're like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Or half the time they're like, you psycho bitch, do you not have anything better to do? And it's hilarious. So I don't know. It's funny.
Dude, I
Tell on them, name them. Don't send unsolicited dick pics. Like, don't let men do that to you. But make sure to like humiliate them when the opportunity comes.
fuck yeah. That's gangsters. Fuck.
I mean, how are we gonna know if we don't like?
How many
Talk
women
about it,
how many
yeah.
women do you think ask for dick pics?
I'm not saying no, but it's usually from someone that they already have a consensual, regular relationship with. Does that make sense?
Okay, so
I would be stoked if my dude sent me a picture of like his dick with like a thought of what he wants to do to me later. That would be hot, you know?
Yeah.
But when it's coming from my fucking coworker, it's a crime.
That's,
you know?
Yeah.
Like,
that's true.
and I don't understand why dudes are like, what do you mean? I can't like fucking harass women. Just tell on yourself.
Anytime I send one, like I immediately like I shouldn't have done that, so I say sorry, wrong number after.
No, don't do that.
I'm just kidding. I don't do that.
Don't do that. No, and like there are ways to consensually put your penis on the internet. Go do one of the many thousands of ways to do that if you're really into that.
It's
like,
very hard to take a picture of your dick. I don't send dick pics because like I can't do it. I can barely see.
Good,
like
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe if more men were focused on trying to find someone who would be willing to take the dick pics.
That's what I'm saying.
Better,
I always feel if I were to take a dick pic, I'd be like, Austin, like you're good behind the camera.
If you can't
you do all of my camera work.
If you can't find a partner to consensually photograph your junk for you, you shouldn't really be doing it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Or, do it for yourself and send it to no one in particular. Go put it out there in the world, it's a
Have you ever asked for one? You don't have to tell, but have you ever asked for one?
Have I asked
I've been asked for one.
Needed to ask for one.
Yeah, I've been asked for one.
Okay,
in my younger days, and I definitely sent one.
That's consensual.
Yeah, of course, I would never send like a. Dude, it was tough though. I was like, it's like send me a dick pic. I was like nervous. I was like, wake up, like, hey, we gotta rock and roll. I know she's not here right now, but like, we gotta do this. And I felt like every picture was wrong. I was like, this looks pathetic in every picture.
I don't know.
Have you ever asked for one?
Have I ever asked for one? I think from like someone I was in a relationship with. Yeah. Yeah, but I don't know. I've
What were your thoughts as soon as you got it?
Okay, so if you are a woman who really, really wants to like be looking at the dick before you get the date or the intro or the in-person or whatever, there are a large amount of websites or places to do that, right?
Yeah.
So if you are a guy that wants to meet the kind of person that would want to exchange genitalia pictures before a date, that's fine. It's probably not on their Facebook Messenger from someone you met on like a I Love Dachshunds group,
Yeah.
It's probably not them. Go to fucking Friend Finder or something, Like there are spaces for every fetish, every interest, every orientation. There's fucking things to do. Just do it consensually,
Yeah, I mean, people who do things unconsensually are terrible people. And I'm like, what do you do? Like, do you put out like more reading for these people? Who fucking knows? You know what I mean? But like, I think people need to be aware that the internet is a very big place, and like, no matter what you're into, you can go find what you're looking for.
I don't think anyone is innocent of crossing someone's boundaries. I think that we have, and I don't necessarily mean in like a sexual assault kind of way. I just mean like we are all guilty of crossing a line or going too far, whether it be in a conversation or a person, it doesn't, so
yeah,
we need to realize that like that's a human thing, but we also need to make more common sense. Like you really shouldn't be trying to have sex with someone who isn't also really excited about the thought of having sex with, like, what is really hard to understand about that?
I think, and like, it's so crazy because like a few of my girlfriends have like showed me some of the like DMs, right? And I'm like, how crazy is this? Like, what a crazy, just like short conversation. Like, girl, you hot. Oh, thank you. How are you? Boom, dick pic. I'm like, what? Like, it's so weird. Like I don't know if people just like all of a sudden just don't know how to approach women anymore, or if like the internet is just way too like, it's like, I don't know. The internet eliminates this, right? To an extent, you know what I mean? I mean, if we didn't know each other, we would probably get to know each other messaging and whatnot, but not like this, chugging beers and fucking doing shit like that. So has just the social, like the aspect of being social just like disappeared, or is it disappearing?
I don't know. I would be like lied. I've been rejected by a multitude of guys, and never once has a dude rejected me and it made me hotter for them,
Yeah.
Like, a dude's never been like, you know what, I'm really not interested in me being like, fucking let's get you. And, it's never gotten my engine going. And I think that it's just something. But to your social, that's kind of why I do speed matching.
Yeah, can you tell little people or tell little people? Do not little people. Can you
So
tell some people a little bit about this? What
yeah.
you're doing here?
So it started off as just like a regular speed dating, but I discovered that people don't really want to date, anymore. Like they don't. It's not as black and white as I guess these events used to be. So and we got a lot of interest from people who weren't necessarily looking for a heterosexual partner or someone who wasn't necessarily able to identify, and it just kind of gotten like, okay, well, we had 1 month where we tried to do a just like LGBTQ only one. And at some point it was like, why are we trying to get people to label themselves in order to participate?
Oh, I love that.
Because wasn't that the goal of all the shit we were trying to do, to make it not anyone's business what you were into? Like, you don't have to put it on forums. You don't have to fucking worry about it at work.
What
like,
a fucking cool concept. Just to
right?
meet cool people.
Yeah. So we found an algorithm instead of like the half of them stay sitting, half of them rotate. We found a way to do it to where every single participant will go on a 3-minute match with every other participant. So it literally does not matter gay, straight, bi, dude, woman, other. It doesn't matter. And we can welcome in people who are just like looking for friends or couples, or it doesn't matter.
Really?
Yeah. Anyone can
Whoa.
participate. It doesn't matter.
That's fucking cool. Have you been on you've heard of the Naughty by Natty podcast?
No.
Gio's wife, she does a strictly sex-based podcast. It's fucking
That's
Bailey's
cool.
been on it before too.
Nice.
You should, dude. You'd be awesome to have on there, especially since you host this event.
Yeah.
Like, that would be fucking
We've been
great.
doing it literally for years at this point, and it's awesome because we have had hookups. We've had people who get in relationships.
Sorry,
but a lot of the people we match up are like girls looking for other girlfriends, just like to hang out with. And we've had a lot of guys who are questioning their sexuality but aren't necessarily willing to dive into the world of gay dating
Right.
apps,
Yeah.
I'm really proud of that. We've had a lot of couples make friends with couple friends, and they go do whatever. It's none of my business who you want to fuck, what you were into, what you're going to do after it. So let's just make some introductions.
That's fucking cool.
There was
shit.
one dude that just came to sell shrooms up and down the line, and I gotta say I appreciate his creativity, and he was a very cool dude. Like, it sucks that like I had to participate one time and I caught him.
Could you imagine, Austin, if that's what we did for your bachelor party? We just ate shrooms and went to them.
No.
Went to match. We probably shouldn't do that. But that's awesome. That's fucking really cool.
You get your first name, and then you indicate if you want to talk to them again on your form, and then
so hold on. Can you walk us like through us like I'm stupid? So like I go on this page. What do I do?
Oh, you just show up to the event.
Oh, you just show up to the event.
Yeah, I'll put a name tag on you. You give me your phone number, just me. And you have a form, and I'm getting clipboards because that's been a number one complaint that people don't like the idea of people being able to see. So you get a form, and you circle yes or no, and the question is, do you want to give them your phone number? So it could not be any more clear. So if they circle yes and you circle yes, I text you guys the next day, unless I'm really hungover, then 2 days later. Unless I'm really hungover, then 3 days later. Sometimes it's a really good time. Because we have 2 bands usually, and then we'll put like a burlesque artist or a comedian or something. We had a magician once. That was really cool.
How fucking cool is that?
Yeah, and speed dating is a really small speed matching. It's not dating. Oh my goodness, speed matching. Because it's not for dating. It's like everyone in this room would be welcome to come and bring any significant others or friends, and it would just be everyone meeting each other. And if you don't like them, fucking circle no. And then it's like you never met them. They don't get your number. And if they circled no on you and you like them, you're just going to have to get the fuck over it. So if I have gotten paid before then, I will sometimes raffle off a gift card. So that's pretty fun.
Nice. Yeah, where do you usually host these?
Usually at the Grid.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
what a fun place to host that.
Yeah. But, I do stuff with a lot of other bars. So, I'm hoping to kind of like make it into a thing, you know, because it's what if this was a normal way to meet people? Wouldn't that be awesome? You get,
Yeah.
a 3-minute introduction. Are you a douchebag? Yep. Don't want to talk to you,
Mm-hmm.
Because on Tinder, anyone can write whatever the fuck they want. They can put whatever picture, but until you meet them in person, you don't know if they like smell like cat piss or they're a
Yeah.
fucking asshole
It
or
sounds,
something.
especially with having like other people around.
Yeah.
It's just I have a friend, and not too long ago, she was like, I met this guy on this dating app, and like I'm gonna go meet him for a hike. I was like,
Don't.
what? I was like, you're gonna go
Don't do
meet a
it.
random guy and go walk to the middle of the like that
crazy.
stressed me the fuck out.
No.
But I was just like telling her, I'm like, that you can't do that. Like that's not a good way. Like the fact that you can come and kind of meet people with in a safe environment. How cool is that? I think that's something that we need to realize that we are getting back to, because so many people are willing to take risks on these apps, and it freaks me out, man. I have a little sister, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And at least at Speed Match, these people are on fucking security camera and I got their phone number and shit, I mean, it's even like, it's fun, but it's for everyone. Cause
Yeah.
I don't want to be fucking questioning people if they're truly gay or not. That's not my fucking business.
Yeah.
And you know what? Maybe they've been heterosexual all their life and they just meet a fucking heterosexual friend at my event. Isn't that just as good?
Just the homies.
Isn't that just as good?
Yeah.
Yeah, and also it's optional too. So if you just want to come for the bands or you just want to come to kind of meet the people who would do this kind of thing.
That's cool. So just like hang out while they do that and like meet some.
And it's over pretty quickly.
And it's at the Grid, so they got video games.
Yeah,
they got a bunch of video games.
I'm happy to kind of like, if someone is very serious about it and they have a space where they are very serious on making it inclusive, and I don't want to say like safe space, but you know what? I'm gonna say safe space. If you're fucking rolling your eyes, don't hit me up about this. Like, if you are interested in doing an all-inclusive speed matching, hit me up. I would love to tell you kind of how to do it and see if we can't get a thing going. Like, it's not mine.
I think it's a safe space. If someone's being a fucking asshole, I'm sure you'll like get them to leave. That's awesome.
So yeah, it's just also it was kind of inspired by this weird documentary on the LuLaRoe leggings shit. Like there was
I'm not familiar.
Oh, there was like a pyramid scheme where people were selling leggings, and of course it like fucking went badly. But the point of the documentary was that housewives tend to go into multi-level marketing schemes because they are lonely, not because they need money.
Oh, this is this is like a big thing with like Tupperware and shit like that. Yeah, like
all of a sudden you have gone from being only around your husband and children, and then someone is saying, "Hey, if you just throw a party, or hey, if you just hang out with us, like you can make friends. You're gonna have cruises. You're gonna win cars. You're gonna go on conventions. You're gonna have parties in your house. You're gonna have to go around and meet people.
Sound like steak knives.
You're going door to door. You're gonna have adult conversations with women who aren't like, on the PTA with you. Like you're gonna go out in the world and meet people. They are preying on lonely women."
Didn't that like start in the 70s?
Yep.
If I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are so many examples of it. I totally, I could not agree more. And like, because it still happen. Like, we're having a jewelry party. Like, and my mom's fucking awesome. And, she went to some of those and whatever. She's like, I realized though, if I want to buy fucking jewelry, I'll go to the store and buy jewelry. Like, if I want to have wine with my fucking friends, I'll have wine with my fucking friends.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And I'm like, good job, Mom.
Yeah. It's these women put, $6,000 into buying enough inventory to throw a party for leggings or jewelry or oils or wraps or face masks or whatever the fuck they're doing. But would they ever put, $100 into a really like cool Sam's Club run and invite a whole bunch of people and just kind of have their expectations low?
Mm-hmm.
And like, or how much effort do they put into attending other people's social events? Did people stop inviting you because you just started fucking ghosting or saying you would show up and then never doing that? Or, how much effort have you been putting into spending time with other people? And it's just like, do you need to go into this thing that's going to put your family into debt and it's going to get busted by the fucking FTC? Yeah? Federal Trade Commission? Something like that. I don't know.
Sure. You're smarter than me.
I don't know. But yeah, like hearing that there's this, because I used to be a fucking housewife. You know, I used to try and figure out how to make souffles. I had aprons. You know, I know how to work a spring foil pan. Like I used to host Thanksgiving and Christmas dinners.
Oh,
like,
damn! Look at you.
yeah, I had a house in the suburbs, and you know, I did everything I was supposed to. College and you know, I got married to my high school sweetheart. We had, you know, I did everything I was supposed to do, and we weren't happy, and it was nobody's fault, and we, you know, parted friends. Like we still fucking hang out, you know, and it's
awesome.
It's just the realization that, like, I think we as millennials were kind of told that we had to do certain things, and even those who were able to get it are just kind of like, this is fucking bullshit. You know, have you ever done a significant amount of yard work every weekend? It's fucking horrible.
I have.
Oh, God, no. I want to live within walking distance of a fucking place that has an open mic night on Tuesdays.
Yes.
You know?
Preaching to the fucking
Holy
choir.
shit. Fuck your, like, spare bedrooms.
Mm-hmm.
I'm down with my IKEA furniture and being able to travel. Like, just forgive yourself for not wanting what our parents wanted.
Oh, yeah.
It's not our fault,
I feel it.
You know?
I think,
they don't seem very fucking happy about it anyway, you know?
Oh, dude.
Why are all of our parents being like, you should have done what I did? And it's like, oh my God, go take your medicine because your pancreas is about to fucking fail or some shit. Jesus, you know?
My mom is fucking, like, shout out to my mom again, but, like, you know, she doesn't force me to do that. She's like, you know, I was divorced. If you don't want to be married, like, you need to figure this out because I worked my ass off so you could check shit out. You know what I mean? And I'm like, all right, I'm going to take advantage of all the shit that I'm going to check out then, you know? And do my best. What do you want this, like, with everything coming back, and I know some things are kind of like fluctuating, anything can happen, but what do you want the next year to look like for Critical Miss?
I would like everyone to be safe and healthy and vaccinated and at home and not worried about their loved ones. First and foremost, like, I know that sounds like a cheesy answer, but it's the only way we're going to get back to normal. You know, I would like us, and with this fucking Delta variant coming up, I'm already seeing like shit coming up, and if I could make my next year look like anything, it would be for me and the people I love and care about to be safe and healthy. And, you know, but I can't control that. So the things I can control is I'm going to go kick the shit out of this festival in Utah on August 28th and 29th.
Excellent.
If you are around Helper, Utah, which I'm not entirely sure.
Do you want to go ahead and shout out your links right now too while you look that up? Like where can we find you?
PHX. I am on all of the platforms. I am playing the Hard Scrabble Music Festival in Helper, Utah, and I'll be doing it with Elvis Cortez from Left Alone.
Oh, excellent.
So that'll be super fun. Excuse me. I have a show on October 23rd at Yucca Tap Room with the band Pig, so that'll be cool.
Oh, nice. I have to come see you there.
I am trying to do some, like, I don't know. I want to get back to the studio. I want to see if I can write. It's been too long since I have written. I did try to write during the pandemic, but every single song, you know, when you take a step back and you realize that song is already created.
Yeah.
I just kept writing like a weird version of I'm Not Okay by My Chemical Romance. And just no one, like, they already nailed that song. I don't need to make, you know, rip it off.
Where can we find you?
Spotify, YouTube. I'm on whatever the Apple one is. I'm on all major streaming platforms. You can use my music to make TikToks, and I am on TikTok.
Oh, excellent. Critical Miss?
Critical Miss PHX.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah.
Well,
cheers.
Cheers. I love you.
I'm
so happy you came. I've really been wanting you on for a while. You know, shout out to Kevin, because we have talked about having you on before, and I was just saying that I'm like, man, I needed a guest because I had a cancellation. And I work with Kevin. I got me and Kevin worked together. He's like, did you get Megan yet? I was like, thank you. I hit you up immediately.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It's a privilege. I love that I'm here. Maybe I can get you to come on one of our speed matches sometime.
Yeah, maybe I'll come by for sure. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah. And bring Bailey.
Absolutely.
Of course. Yes.
For sure.
Even if she's there to just watch. Everyone's welcome. Can't stress that enough. You know, that's what's the punkest thing to do. No ageism, no homophobia, no transphobia, no sexism, no racism. No.
Come meet cool people.
Yeah.
Get back to I just love the social aspect of it. Like, that's super cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we're gonna wrap this up. Is that all right?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
gotta take a piss.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can find the speed match stuff at Punk Rock Speed Matching at the Grid. It's on Facebook or Speed Matching. There's really not a lot. Anyway, there'll be more information later.
Awesome.
All right, cool.
Well, thank you guys for checking out this week's
you.
episode of The Rundown with Silva. This is Critical Miss. My name is Tyler Silva, and we will see you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye, everybody.
Yeah. The rundown with Silva. Rundown with Silva. The